Hello again, YouTube. Alright, I said that I was going to do a range review and I kind of lied to you because I sort of ended up just shooting the rifle a little bit. But this is the one I was shooting. I'm going to post a link to the actual range review, as I'll call it, because I didn't really speak about the rifle very much. And this is the one that you'll see me talking about that my father had. I didn't actually fire this one. I let my sister shoot a little bit, but I'm trying to use the one that I bought more because this one's a lot more sentimental to me. So alright, I'll try to get right down to it. I'll get down to what I completely forgot to mention while I was at my little range. So yes, this is the Remington Nylon 66. And why is it called the Nylon 66? Well, you probably already know, but in case you don't, it's because it is made out of nylon. And it's called the 66 not because it was produced in 1966, it actually came out in 1959, but it's because it's made of this DuPont nylon that I believe came from batch 6, and it was number 6 from that batch. So the 6.6 designation actually comes from this sort of, Zytel nylon that they used to make it. And originally, this rifle came in, well, I think this is the most common one, which is called the Mohawk Brown. But it also came in a black model. I think it's black and silver, called Apache Black. And there's also a much rarer one called Seneca Green. I've seen a couple of pictures of that one online, and it's pretty cool. I'm messing with my site here, but it was actually on today, so don't want to mess with that anymore. And there's actually a couple differences. I'm not sure what year each of these was manufactured because I haven't really looked at this one a lot. But you'll notice a couple of differences between these two on their own. I think the one that my father gave me might be a little older because the sight on the one I was shooting is a bit better. I don't know if you can see that. It's nice and big. It's like a fin in the front. You get a really decent sight picture with that. I can't really see. I don't know if you can tell. It's not like it's got any... It's not like it's got a red dot or anything, but you actually get a decent sight picture with that. As opposed to this one. It shouldn't make much of a difference. Actually, I like the look of this one a lot more because it's a lot sleeker, a lot smaller. You know what it is, now that I look? I just haven't adjusted the elevation properly on this one. If you look closely, you'll see that there's a little screw on the leaf sight. You can screw that in and out for elevation. And the reason that I think that this one's a bit newer is because on that front leaf you can also adjust a little screw for windage, which this one doesn't have. This one does not have. And as I said on the range, this takes 14 shots in a tubular magazine loaded from the rear. It takes long rifle only. I've seen some people who say you can put long and short in it. In fact, my father told me that he used to fire shorts in this. I wouldn't recommend it. I have the Remington manual, and it says it's for long rifle only. And I tend to trust the gun company. Also, it'll probably jam up on you if you try to put the shorties in it. For fun factor, I think that this rifle is amazingly fun. I actually owned a Ruger 1022, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the magazines being unreliable or what it was, but I didn't have as much fun as I have with this one. Let me see what else I can tell you about the facts on this thing. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a Brazilian reproduction of it. I haven't seen any of them in person, or I haven't seen any videos of it. I'm sure there's one up there somewhere if you look for it. One of the downsides I think that people talk about on this rifle a lot is that it can be really hard to disassemble. I don't find it hard to disassemble. I think it really depends on I think it really depends on how comfortable disassembling and reassembling firearms you are. I mean, how comfortable you are with disassembling or reassembling firearms, because if I took the thing apart, I sort of freaked out because I was like, I'll never be able to put this back together again. And then I just looked at a diagram that came with the manual. I downloaded a bunch of PDFs that come with it, and it's really not as hard as you'd imagine. Sometimes fitting the pins in with the springs back, I might do a video on disassembly, reassembly, but I'm sure that someone's done it already. But for basic cleaning, I mean, you honestly, if you have a lot of trouble taking this rifle apart, don't. I mean, you can take the receiver off with these two screws right here. You pop the bolt off, and there's just one screw here and one in the back there. And you can take the entire receiver cover off, and that shows you all the guts, and you can clean it up and clean the barrel a lot easier from the breech to the muzzle. And you don't really have to do that much of a thorough cleaning. I mean, my father shot this rifle for like 20 years and never once cleaned it. And this is the one that I learned how to disassemble. And when I opened it, it was full of dirt and leaves and spider eggs and stuff like that, but it was still working fine. It's a really, really, really reliable rifle. And one of the nice things about the nylon stock is that it doesn't warp. This kind of nylon is supposed to not warp. That was one of the specifications that Remington asked for, because I think they contracted DuPont to make a special synthetic stock just for this rifle. There's myths that go around that it'll float if you throw it in the water. I think that's only if maybe water doesn't get in the muzzle and in the rear where you load it. I don't think it'll float. But it's supposed to do very well because it's made of nylon. And I think even the bolt's made of nylon. But all the moving parts, I mean the parts that move together are made of nylon. You don't have to lubricate it, so it works really well in extreme conditions, in the cold and even in the wet. And like I said before, you don't necessarily have to clean it, it just keeps going. And that's one of the things I really liked about it. It's a really, really rugged rifle. If you put rugged before something, I usually end up liking it. And that's why I have two of them, because I also like shooting with my friends. And it's kind of fun now with those spinning targets that you saw, having a little competition with your friends. And 14 shots is plenty. And I said in the video that I would bump fire it. And then I saw a video on YouTube of someone bump firing it, and they said that it was the only video online, and it kind of made me feel bad because I said I would, and then I didn't, because I said it's a waste of ammo. But I do know how to bump fire this rifle. I'm not lying to you. Maybe I'll do it one day in another rifle video. Very, very accurate. I'm not a good shot, so anything that you see me missing, it's me. It's not the rifle, because I just get impatient and I just kind of pull the trigger. Pointed in a general direction. Yeah, it's got that signature Remington trigger guard there. I'm not quite sure how much this rifle weighs. I haven't had a chance to weigh it. I'd say it weighs, I don't know, about 5 pounds. So it's very light because of the synthetic material that it's made out of. Probably a bit less than 5 pounds. I don't know, it's pretty light. I just don't want to undershoot it, because then it looks like I'm, trying to exaggerate on how light it is. So I'd say 5 pounds to be safe. Yeah. It's probably less though. 4 or 5 pounds. It's got the ambidextrous safety on the back, so that's kind of nice. You can shoot with your left or right hand. I mean, you can flip it off with your left or right hand. Obviously, you can shoot it with either hand. Not much really to talk about. I saw one guy's video. He said, what was his name? I feel like he had a French last name, but he wasn't French. He spoke about how it was used in the Philadelphia mob because they're so, I don't know, reliable, concealable. and it takes a 22, which isn't very loud. I haven't researched that at all, so I'm not gonna, don't take my word on it. But do take my word that this is a very, very, very fun rifle, and if you can get your hands on one, I would, because nowadays you see, you see a lot of Ruger 1022s, and Marlin has some good ones. I've been looking into a backpacking gun like a Marlin Papoose, but honestly, you strap this on your bag, you don't really need a takedown model when you have this kind of gun. It's really fun. Very, very fun to shoot.